Okay, the next piece of skilled reading I'm going to focus on is what we call decoding. Like I mentioned above, decoding has to do with correctly pronouncing written words, recognizing symbols, actually breaking down the written letters that form a word to then actually read that word. So this involves knowing that words can be identified and read using common letter sounds. So something like C, A, T. We would usually teach that C has the K sound, A has the A sound, T has the T sound, and that those letters can be blended to form the word cat. This relies on those previously learned phonological awareness skills to help segment and blend those sounds. So that's why it's really important to have that foundation at an early age of some of those phonological awareness skills we were reviewing in that last slide. We usually see decoding start to take place around ages 5 to 7. Past 7, the decoding skills still continue to grow. We usually see more complex words start to be read around that age, and we really want to see those foundational decoding skills take place in ages 5 to 7. So some strategies that I would recommend you try at home are segmenting or breaking down sounds within words. This could be when you're looking at a word or letter magnets or something together and you're actually seeing it, or you can do this when you're just listening or hearing a word, right? Both are really helpful in strengthening those decoding skills. When you are hearing a word, that actually helps tie into spelling as well. So this could look like either seeing the word, I'll use the word dog for an example. So you can either see the word dog, hear the word dog, but know that, right, dog has 3 sounds. The first sound is d, the second sound is ah, the last sound is g. So we can really take that and have the child break down, because that's something that they're going to have to do when they're looking at the word and reading. So if you're at home with them, maybe you're playing outside and you see the sun. You can ask them, okay, here, I see the sun up there. What sounds are in the word sun? Let's break it down and see if they can split it into those parts. On the flip side, we want them to be able to blend sounds together to form words. So if they are hearing or seeing the letter M for the letter A for a, and the letter T for t, being able to know that those sounds can go together to form the word mat. So you can do this in the same way that we did with the example for sun. You can also do this if you're playing with letter magnets or tiles or anything like that. You can have them look at the letters and try to squish them together and make that word. I would recommend rehearsing sight words or high frequency words. Again, sight words are those words that we want to really build that automaticity in when we're reading. Sight words especially are usually words that don't necessarily follow these one-to-one common sound patterns that we teach. So an example of that would be something like water, right? We usually teach that A makes the sound a. In the word water, A makes the sound ah, right? So it doesn't really follow those rules. A lot of times we teach those kind of irregular pattern words or high frequency words like, see, the things that they're going to see and use a lot. We teach those separately to really build that automaticity off the bat. I would practice letter sounds along with letter names, right? So one way to help build these decoding skills is, right, a lot of toys or activities for little ones are geared around letters. And it's really, really great to be able to see the letter, know that, okay, if I see this figure, that it's the letter B. We also want them to build a connection that, okay, if I see this depiction, it's the letter B, and it says the B sound. So building the letter name, the written depiction of the letter, and the letter sound all together helps to strengthen that connection. So you can do this if you're playing with any sort of letter game. I also have incorporated this type of skill into something like Play-Doh or kinetic sand, or if you're playing with paint, right, you can have them write the letter in the sand or write the letter in the paint while they're painting, and that's a really fun way to kind of get these skills in if your little one is less interested in playing with toys or specific letter activities. And then I would recommend teaching what we call digraphs along with the traditional alphabet. So digraphs are basically combinations of two letters that work together to make the same sound. So something like S and H, right? We usually teach that S makes this sound, H makes the sound. But when we see S and H together, they make the sh sound. This is a little bit different from what we would consider consonant blend. So something like star, right? S is making it sound S, T is making it sound T. So there's still two consonants next to each other, but they're making their own sounds. Sometimes these digraphs, if children don't have the phonemic awareness of what these digraphs are, they're going to break these letters down separately. So if the word is shin, right, a child, if they don't have this awareness that these digraphs go together make one sound, they might break it down. We want them to know that these two letters work together to make one sound. The sh. So any opportunity you have to kind of bring awareness to that or teach that rule is really helpful in independence with this decoding. So one thing that is really helpful too that I didn't mention with breaking down or blending sounds is using a visual like I put up here. So having some sort of picture or visual or box that the children can use to either read the word or spell the word, where they can see, okay, I see a picture of a map here, right? I know there's 3 boxes. Each box coordinates with one sound. So then kids can see, okay, I know that there's 3 sounds in this word, and they can fill in those sounds based on what they hear.